these like 9 out of 10 couples here. Coconut.
Yes.
Man, I wish I had a joint.
Swanky toilets. Some nice balls you got there.
Definitely display.
Yeah, he's presenting.
연기를 끼워서 물속에 먹이를.
이렇게 떨어진 상태로 접근해주세요. 핸드폰은 지금 바로 Why should they use the cover? This is the point.
Yeah, it might do.
건강하시고 탑승하셔야 합니다. 우리 왼쪽으로 들어올게요. B12번.
Just a video, yeah. Penis fountain. I just got my COVID test. Luckily it's a negative. I got the antigen, which only took like 5 minutes. But yeah, there was a little bit of worry that it might be positive. But anyway, it's all good. It's quite nice. I'm back in the area where where I took the test was where I first lived, around in Yeoksam. So it's a nice completing the circle of like coming back here. Just nice to walk around. And same with Everland yesterday. Like actually Everland was right by my quarantine facility. So I remember when I left quarantine, I saw the theme park. So it was quite nice to actually get there for the second to last day. Actually go into the park and go around. So yeah, I feel like there's a nice sense of completeness. Airport, Incheon Terminal 1. My big suitcase is still I didn't arrive with these two, so it's stuff. Mainly clothes and assorted junk. Yeah, it's like 9 o'clock. So dead. Yeah, no one here. Contrast to Heathrow, where I thought it was going to be dead and there was like thousands of people there. This kind of takes me back when I arrived in Incheon all those months ago. So I was kind of in this section here. So I didn't take any videos at the time because I wasn't logging anything. But yeah, some nice memories. Just like sitting and not knowing where I was going to be taken. Some trees. Still nobody. Being a bit of an idiot here. I got to the check-in and I didn't realise Qatar, Doha, where I was flying through, was on the red list. I mean, if I thought it was on the red list, I didn't realise that transits count towards the red list. So I thought I was fine. I thought I just had to quarantine my own accommodation. But then they said, "Where's your proof of accommodation?" "You're quarantined, so I don't need it." And then they said, "Yes, you do." So then I checked, and of course they were right. So I had to hastily cancel my flight, which was to be like 2 in the morning. I did rebook a flight tomorrow morning at 10. So, and it actually gets in before my previous flight because I was having a 19-hour layover in Doha, which wasn't good, but now I'm overstaying my visa by 1 day, so I have a new problem. So I mean, I'll deal with it tomorrow, I guess, but a bit embarrassing again. So I'm in Helsinki Airport. It's a bit of a change from my expected 19-hour layover in Doha. So I was supposed to fly 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, but I ended up flying 10 o'clock the next morning because I had to change my flight. But actually, because of the sort of a lack of layover and a much shorter flight, I'm actually going to get back sooner, so like Thursday night, which I unexpected, but it's quite nice. Yeah, I had a bit of an interesting experience in the morning because I overstayed my visa by a day because the flight was a bit later. And I had to go visit the immigration office, and I was kind of worried that they were going to charge me lots of money or like put a black mark next to my name. And then when I said I was overstayed by a day, they seemed to be okay, and then they asked me for like proof of it, and I assumed it was going to be on the system because it is. And then when I didn't have the paper, the woman looked at me like, "Oh really?" And then she looked like she didn't believe me, and then she started doing some stuff, and then I found like a scan of the of a document, and she was like, "No more." And I was like, "Oh no, sounds like bad news." So I kind of sat there for like 15 minutes, and then eventually she just said it's fine, like you can go through. So got away with it. I mean, I had a legitimate reason. I think because of COVID and flights getting cancelled all the time, it kind of happens. But it was that, and then I had to move all my luggage because I was on a different flight. So like the weight distribution was out, so I had to like frantically pack all my stuff. around as well. Eventually made it, and then had a pretty empty flight. It was probably about 8 people on the whole flight, and even in Helsinki Airport, which is a really nice airport actually. Loads of wood, very Scandi themed as you'd imagine. Yeah, it's pretty dead here as well, as you can imagine. Anyway, back to England shortly. Yeah, I have 3 hours here. I've got 3 more hours on the flight, and then finally back in England. So I realised the sound quality is much better on these wired ones in my AirPods. I actually lost my AirPods in the coffee shop, or not in the coffee shop, somewhere in Seoul. Actually had to go. I thought I lost in the coffee shop. Had to bust out some Korean. So 어제 여기서 AirPods 잃어버렸어요. And turned out that actually the guy was really helpful. He got some CCTV and showed me that where I was sat, like there wasn't anything left. It was cool, so I must have left them, I don't know, fallen out of my pocket or something. I don't think they were stolen as such, but maybe. So I bought these cheaper earphones, but they're much better sound quality for like microphone than the AirPods were. Oh well, you live and learn. So maybe some people want to hear me talk some Korean finally, even though I gave up the lessons weeks ago. But yeah, that last clip just reminded me that I have been trying to use it. And my usual pattern is people don't expect it, then I use some, and then apparently my pronunciation isn't bad, and then they think my level's much better than it is. So it's usually like, go to a coffee shop and it might be like, ice americano 주세요, which is like, ice americano, give me, please. Or like, 얼마 모예요, or when I was trying to shop for these Korean fans, I was going around trying to find these traditional Korean fans for Kuksal. And then I had to be like, 이거 가지고 있어요. Like, do you have this? Pointing at a picture of it, and then they'll be like, oh, you speak Korean. Then I have to be like, 한국말 잘 못해요. Like, Korean language not too well. And then I'd be like, I'm 영국 사람이에요, which is English person. I am. So apparently I can say a few of those things well, but that doesn't get much further than that. But it's a good start. And even in the shop, actually, someone said, oh, my boss says you say Korean very well. So even if they're lying, it's some nice encouragement all the same. So I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to try and continue learning when I'm back. And then maybe next time I'm in Korea, I can actually have more of a conversation with people.